Jayden Maiava, thanks for coming on the Heisman Trophy Podcast. I know it's not easy to come on a show like this after a tough loss, so I really appreciate it. How you doing?
Great. Thank you for having me. Super excited. Can't wait. Big week coming up next week. So, yeah.
You know, if there's one word I would use to describe you, it's resilient. You have a habit of bringing your team back when it's down. Even though you guys didn't get the W against Illinois, you still brought them back and gave them a chance to win. It's like you have ice in your veins in those situations. So why do you think you play especially well when your team needs to rally like you did last Saturday?
Honestly, it's just the practice that we've put in, the reps that, we just, took very value, how valuable every single rep is, and able to steal a rep when I can, mentally or physically out there doing it. I can just anything that I could do to, put myself in those scenarios to just go out there and just, keep firing, because obviously I did throw a pick, which I definitely want back. But, the team just rallied around and, they encouraged me. They came, said what's up to me and just, just keep firing. And so that's exactly what I did. They trusted in me. I trusted in them. So, yeah, I mean, definitely disappointing loss, but.
You know, in that situation, does your head get clearer? Do you calm down more? Do you feel like maybe the need to calm down your teammates makes you calm? How do you explain being in that situation?
Yeah, I think when we're in that situation, obviously a little adversity that we're facing. But I think the biggest emphasis that I try to get to the teammates was just, executing routine plays and just doing what we've been practicing and what we've been doing leading up to this moment. People sometimes just get caught up in the moment. So I think this team has just had, like, offensively and defensively, just been doing such a great job. So.
Yeah. You hit some pretty incredible throws on Saturday, especially to Makai Lemon. Set the scene for me for that go-ahead touchdown you threw in the fourth quarter to him. Was the play always going to him, or did you have the option to throw his way? Kind of set the scene for me. Tell me what was going on.
Yeah, so going to that specific play, it was like a play action fake. We had worked different looks into it. The look that I was getting, that I was presented out there, was a look that I wanted to get our single receiver to Nook Hines the ball. But the safety was kind of floating over there and presence that a little bit to help out that corner on that side. And, I think we were on the right hash at the time and, Lamb's on the left side. So with all that roam on the inside fade for him, it's just, his routes on air, just being able to go out there and execute. And somebody like him, he's always going to come down with the ball.
Yeah. Can you do that play without having an incredible, chemistry and connection with the receiver?
It'll be tough, but I think definitely it's just, like you said, just having the chemistry that me and Lem and all these receivers and, really just this team chemistry that we all have around us, it takes us long ways and, it just brings out the resilience and, the trust in one another.
Yeah. Well, you've been outstanding through 5 games, 1,587 yards, 11 touchdown passes, just one interception, just the one, 71% completion. You've drastically cut down on your turnovers from last year, improved your completion rate. Those had to be some goals you had coming into the season, right?
Yeah, no doubt. I think that was the biggest thing. Just obviously just getting my feet wet a little bit at the back end of the season. Obviously I didn't play the way I wanted to, but I think, it was a great learning experience for me and just the guys that I had around me. So I think, going into the off season, it was just all about taking care of the ball and not giving the defense a slight chance to even make a play on the ball whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's just been the biggest thing. So,
yeah. How would you grade your performance so far this season?
This season, I'll probably say a C+.
You're hard on yourself, huh?
Just a little bit. But yeah, I think I say that because there's definitely throws that I want back, decisions that I've made that I want back. And I say that also with like the leadership aspect of it. I feel like I could be better vocally, and just making the team hear my voice and feel my presence in terms of bringing the energy.
Mm-hmm.
Staying consistent with that. So I think not even just my play, but me as a teammate, and the character.
Are you naturally an introvert, would you say?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so it's kind
No
of hard to become vocal and to you prefer to lead by example, I guess, huh?
Yeah, no doubt. I definitely love leading by example. I definitely try. I'm trying to get better at, and I will get better at just leading by, doing. I'm never gonna tell a person to do something that I'm not doing myself. So
Right.
I think that's just yeah.
You are a Lincoln Riley quarterback, which is an esteemed position in college football history. 3 Heisman Trophy winners, another Heisman runner-up, incredible offenses. What's it like being a Lincoln Riley quarterback?
It's awesome. It's super fun. Obviously just getting us like each and every week. Just the plays that he comes up with, and just being able to see the versatility in his play calling, and just the creativity that he does, and everything. Just I don't know if it's just me, but playing under Lincoln Riley just it makes playing QB a lot easier, because of how just such a great coach that he is. It does a lot for me. So I think the biggest thing out there and that he tries to emphasize is just being decisive and doing my job the best I can and stack the winning plays as much as I can.
Yeah. You mentioned it being easier. What part of quarterbacking is still kind of hard, and how are you dealing with it?
It, During the play, because you never know like what could happen within a play. A lot
Hmm.
can happen. I kind of go in it like expecting nothing but being prepared for anything. Coach Riley and the staff just do such a great job and helping us prepare for whatever is to happen. They do such a great job during practice, like putting us in different situations. So I think when it comes to that time, it's just sinking back to the level of our training and what we've been
Hmm.
practicing. So.
Yeah, like we mentioned, it was a tough loss, but there's a lot of football to be played. Of course, a big home game coming up against Michigan a couple Saturdays from now. What is the mood like with the team right now? I know it's, probably still recovering, but what are you guys working on to bounce back in a big way? At least mentally, what are you guys telling each other before you go out to work on Tuesday?
Yeah, right now, I mean, before the season started, we all been talking about how close this team was, and obviously we've had a little bit of success, and we've been winning games a little bit in the beginning of the season, and we just experienced our first loss together. I think like being how close we are really speaks for itself in terms of like just coming together even more and building that camaraderie even stronger. I think
Hmm.
that's the biggest thing right now for us. I mean, obviously it's disappointing, and what stands out to me is not just the players that played feel the loss, but the players that haven't really played feel the loss as well.
Hmm.
So, because I mean, that's just the brotherhood that we have. That each and every person on this team doesn't want to see a person down at all. So I think that's what I love about this team.
Do you guys talk about the fact that now they're in there's a 12-team playoff? Obviously, one of the goals is to get to the playoff. And last year, the team that won the national championship had 2 losses. So this doesn't change anything. You guys are still right there. Are you guys talking about that? About how that's a different thing compared to maybe when you started playing college football?
Yeah, I'm not sure if we talk about it a lot that much. Honestly, we just kind of just try to attack each and every day, one day at a time, and just have a 1 week season in terms of focusing on what we can control, and that's our mindset every single day to attack how we want to attack it.
Yeah. You're the first Polynesian to start at quarterback for USC. What does it mean for you to be in this position, to be a role model, and to have the success that you've had?
Yeah, it means a lot. Definitely a lot to learn from, a lot to build off of. I'm excited. I can't wait to, just to continue to learn and wake up every day to be able to be coached by Lincoln Riley, Coach Eward, and all those guys. Be around like people like Katie Ryan and Eric and just my teammates and the brothers that I've built on this team. It's just, I'm super grateful and blessed just to be in the position that I am
There've been a ton of great players from your home state of Hawaii. Who are some of your favorites?
in. Definitely Tua Tagovailoa, Marcus Mariota for sure. Hope Brennan.
No, he was good.
Yeah, he was a good one. Who else? I want to say Manti Te'o.
Hmm.
All those guys really. So yeah,
Of course, Marcus Mariota is the only Hawaii player to win a Heisman. Have you ever met or talked to him?
I've I don't think I've no, I haven't talked to him. But the crazy thing, I've worked out with him. I've like I worked out on, but like it was all just working out.
Yeah,
So
you guys were just next to each other working out and didn't
yeah,
talk.
we're
Very focused, huh?
6 inches away from each other, but we weren't really talking. I was just kind of just sitting back, observing, and just how he carries himself, and in
Were
terms of
you were you a pretty young kid then, or were you?
yeah, I think I was. I want to say I was in freshman in high school. I just had started playing quarterback, so I was, and this is when he's just doing prime time and in
Sure.
the NFL. So
Was it a little intimidating to be next to someone who's like this amazing player?
I
Did
was a
you?
little starstruck. My palms were sweaty. I was. It was crazy, but
Yeah.
yeah,
What's something people on the mainland often miss about Hawaii athletes?
our competitiveness and just our resiliency and
Hmm.
how resilient we are, and how we'll never give up, and just keep on going.
Yeah. When you close your eyes and you think home, what
Yeah.
part of Hawaii shows up first in your brain?
Um, Polo Valley, for sure. It's a little valley in the mountains in the back of right there by Kyle Crater Mountain, right behind Waikiki,
Hmm.
no
Is that
doubt.
some place you used to go a lot just to hang out?
Yeah, no doubt. That's kind of where I grew up at, and I've been around those guys every single day, and it's a true scenery for sure.
Who do you call after a great game or after a bad one?
Who do I call? I don't think I call anybody, to be honest.
No, you
No,
don't have a ritual, someone you talk to go over the game.
Coach Riley, Coach Ewing.
Hmm.
Yeah, those are
Yeah,
guys kind of we just just some key takeaways from the game.
yeah. If a young kid from Hawaii asked you for one piece of advice about leaving home to play college football, what would you tell them?
Um, it's a leap of faith. Just go out there and never give up. Always just do you and be who you are, and never forget where you came from.
What's a talent you have that very few people know about?
Oh, um, I can juggle.
Really?
Yeah, I can juggle like 4 balls at one time.
No way. Did you
Yeah,
teach that yourself, or did you go to a circus school?
I taught it myself. Mm.
Wow, how long did that take?
It took a minute. I'm not gonna lie, but I got it down pretty good.
So, like, if you had 4 balls right now, you could juggle 4 balls.
Probably, yeah. It's been
Yeah,
a long time, but so I'll try my best for sure.
and you haven't had any thought about going for five. Just you're sticking with four.
Yeah, I haven't got there yet.
Okay. All right. Finally, if you weren't playing football, Jayden, what do you think you'd be doing with your life?
Well, that's a great question. I'll probably say just putting smiles on people's faces.
All right. Well, Jayden Maiava, really appreciate you coming on the Heisman Trophy podcast.
Thank you.
Had a great season so far, and look forward to seeing you play the rest of the year. And good luck the rest of the season to you and your teammates.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Have a good one.
You too.